Morrison's police chief is on leave and under investigation. What prompted that move, however, remains a mystery. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Tom Green. This comes on the heels of our report back in late October that a Morrison officer was facing child abuse and other charges. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates now joining us from the newsroom. So, Kevin, do we know if the chief's leave is tied to the criminal charges against that officer?
Tom and Kim, Morrison City Manager Mallory Nassau tells us that is not the case. But at this point, she won't shed light on what is going on. It was October 3rd when police in Longmont arrested Morrison police officer Richard Norton. He's accused of handcuffing his children as punishment and telling them he wanted to kill his ex-wife. Norton faces child abuse and weapons charges. After that, Morrison's police chief Bill Vanelli put Norton on leave. Now, Morrison officials have confirmed that Vanelli himself was put on leave last week and is the subject of an ongoing investigation. The Morrison Police Department has 14 officers. Vanelli has been the chief there for 2 years or so. In the meantime, Officer Norton is due in court in Boulder County on November 21st. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
All right, thank you, Kevin. In Denver, one person died and several others got sick at a home in Green Valley Ranch near 41st and Ensenada. Denver Fire initially told us this was, quote, an odor investigation. The investigation is still going on. The source of the odor has not been made public. Denver Fire says there's no danger to anyone outside of the building where the odor was reported.
In the end, no one was hurt and no buildings were damaged by this wildfire. It popped up this afternoon in Larimer County near Ted's Place. It was a close call, according to Poudre Fire. Officials said the flames were burning only a few feet away from some buildings. In all, it burned between 15 and 30 acres. Now the cause is under investigation. Kathy Sabin has a look at the forecast tonight. Kathy's got the latest. Hi, Kath.
Hi there. Winds were increasing today, Tom, ahead of a cold front that we're tracking that may bring an isolated rain or snow shower to Denver. It's been windy. We've got some cloud cover along the foothills and snow falling in the mountains. We have a winter weather advisory out for the northern mountains for up to 8 inches of snow. And the temperatures have been all over the place today. Depending upon the snow cover, many areas holding in the 40s this afternoon where we sit now. Winds are pretty gusty and increasing out of the west and southwest and will come in out of the northwest, which is a bit of a downsloping flow. It's a compact, fast little system that will be out of here by the time you wake up tomorrow. But upstream is the second system we're tracking for later in the week. And so as this little system rolls into the northern mountains, there are winter weather and travel advisories out. A few light showers trying to make it to the ground in Fort Collins and Greeley. Pretty tough with the winds out of the west and northwest. And blowing snow due to the wind up in the northern and central mountains under a winter weather advisory. This until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll watch these showers move from west to east over the area, and then everything clears out overnight. Temperatures will trend comfortable over the next few hours. We'll check the radar again and look at the extended forecast in detail coming up.
Today, a man in Adams County received a 192-year prison sentence for shooting 2 people at a Dollar General store. It happened in January of 2021. Surveillance video showed Johnny McCaslin wearing a mask at the time of the shooting. Prosecutors say McCaslin checked out at the store, but then turned and shot a handicapped man and his mother, who was in a wheelchair. McCaslin was on parole at the time of the shooting. Both of those victims did miraculously survive. No motive has ever been given.
Tomorrow, flags will fly at half-staff statewide to honor Golden police officer Evan Dunn, who was killed last week in a suspected drunk driving crash. The 33-year-old officer had responded to a crash on Highway 58 in Golden last Wednesday when a suspected drunk driver ran into him, his partner, and 2 other people. Officer Dunn was killed. His memorial service is tomorrow. It will be private, but the procession will be public. A small stretch of County Line Road will be closed to traffic starting at 10 a.m. Golden police are inviting the public to gather on West County Line Road between South Santa Fe Drive and Lucent Boulevard to pay tribute to Officer Dunn. The ACLU of Colorado is calling for an independent audit into the misconduct of a DNA analyst at CBI. A review found Missy Woods manipulated data in more than 800 cases.
And the ACLU is now claiming that the CBI didn't comply with federal funding requirements designed to prevent this type of misconduct. Our Kelly Ranke has more on the letters sent to the director of the CBI.
Yeah, so now we've heard concerns from attorneys, and now we're seeing other outside agencies that are also expressing some of those concerns. ACLU and the Innocence Project sent this letter demanding a rigorous audit. That's on top of the internal investigation completed by a team in Kansas. Missy Woods worked at CBI for nearly 30 years, and it wasn't until an intern discovered anomalies in her work last year that this courtroom nightmare began. ACLU and the Innocence Project say while CBI is allowing for an external audit, it only covers 2 years. They believe an investigation must include the full time frame of Woods' misconduct to identify the root cause. A co-worker shared concerns about Woods' work in 2014. Another concern came up again in 2018. The CBI director at the time doesn't remember anyone telling him about complaints. The internal investigation found Woods cut corners, which called into question the reliability of her testing. According to the ACLU and Innocence Project, CBI has apparently been out of compliance with federal funding requirements designed to prevent this misconduct.
And more that if there had been a robust reporting process that was available to folks who were concerned, to stakeholders, that there may have been a complaint by a coworker of Ms. Woods a decade ago, and that may have been investigated, and we wouldn't be in the situation that we are now.
The internal affairs investigation that was held by that team in Kansas did not find evidence that Woods falsified DNA matches, but instead she deviated from standard testing protocols. A criminal investigation is still ongoing, and remind you, this started a year ago, so we still don't know if she's going to face criminal charges in this case.
Looking into the federal funding requirements doesn't seem like to be the real issue, but maybe a way to open the door to find out more.
You know, it was just one of two things that they raised concerns about, but for them, I think they want to really find out, why did this go undetected for so many years? And why was it not until an intern discovered anomalies in her work that we now have this investigation? So I think there are so many people that want to know about this root cause. We've had outside teams that have reviewed this, but the ACLU thinks more needs to be done on this.
Yeah, and you've already reported on many cases that there's already an appeal in process and much more.
Plea deals have been extended in some cases, in part because of her misconduct.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. The future of Space Force headquarters is up in the air again. The facility is currently in Colorado Springs, but it's kind of been a political football here. The Trump administration originally planned to move the headquarters to Alabama before the Biden administration changed course and moved it to Colorado Springs. In a talk radio interview today, Alabama Congressman Mike Rogers, a Republican, said he expects President-elect Trump to move Space Force within his first week in office. Trump's people have not commented. Colorado politicians on both sides of the aisle have criticized that move. Republican Congressman-elect Jeff Crank says he will resist the move. Democratic Senator Michael Bennet said Colorado is the rightful home of Space Force.
A record number of Colorado students are turning to Safe to Tell to report problems at school. That line serves as an anonymous way for students, parents, and staff to report school-related problems. Well, the state received almost 30,000 calls during the 2023-24 school year. That's according to our report released today. It's also up 25% from the year before. School complaints were at the top of the list of concerns, but suicide, bullying, drugs, and school threats all ranked highly as well.
Young people are hurting. We're seeing this in how many reports of suicide, of bullying, of self-harm, and more are coming in. We know we have a youth mental health crisis, and the data in Safe to Tell reinforces that.
Safe to Tell is now going to begin separating the school complaints category this year into 3 categories. Those are staff, facility, and policy-related safety concerns. Kids or parents can make a report by visiting safetotell.org.